Now that you have explored the 4 pillars, income, expenses, saving and investing, let's make the next critical step. Turning knowledge into control. This part is where things really shift, because learning about money is one thing, but building a system that lets you live with peace, confidence and clarity, that's something else entirely. We are now entering the world of financial structure, your own personalized system to make money flow through your life intentionally instead of chaotically. And no, this isn't about being perfect with spreadsheets or tracking every penny. It's about designing a money system that fits your values, your lifestyle and your long-term goals. Let's walk through exactly how to build that step by step. Why systems matter more than motivation. Let's start with a truth most people don't realize. Discipline doesn't come from willpower, it comes from systems. If you have ever told yourself, I need to budget better, I'll start saving next month, I just have to be more disciplined, then you have already experienced the trap, because depending on motivation instead of automation is one of the biggest reasons people fail with money. Motivation is emotional, it changes, but systems are structural. Once set up, they carry you, even on the days you are tired, distracted or overwhelmed. So let's stop relying on willpower. Let's build a structure that works in the background like a financial autopilot. Step 1. Separate your money into clear purposes. This is where your system begins, by giving every pound a job. The simplest way to do this is by splitting your account by function. This creates visual and emotional boundaries between your needs, wants and goals, and reduces the risk of overspending or confusion. Here is the powerful starter setup tailored for UK banking. Number 1. Main current account. Bills plus essentials. This is where your salary lands. From here, you pay all fixed expenses. Rent, mortgages, council tax, utilities, transport, groceries, and any debt payments. Automate these payments. No exceptions. When these are handled automatically, your mind is free from stress. If you are employed, set up a direct debits. If you are self-employed, schedule a standing orders around your payment cycle. Number 2, day-to-day spending account. This is where your everyday spending money lives. Restaurants, shopping, Amazon orders, personal treats, coffee runs. Give yourself a weekly transfer from your main account, almost like a mini paycheck to yourself. This limits impulse spending without requiring you to log every transaction. Some people even use prepaid cards like Monzo or Starling to help with this. Once the money is gone, it's gone. That's your limit. Number 3, emergency fund saving account. This is non-negotiable. Aim to build at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses in this account. That means your rent or mortgage, bills, food, travel, the basics. If you lose your job, this fund buys you time. Start with £500, then 1,000, then build from there. Use high interest saving accounts like ISA with easy access. In 2025, you can find saving accounts offering over 4% annual interest. Make your emergency fund work for you without locking it away. Number 4, long-term saving or investment accounts. This is where you build future freedom. You can do this through stock and share ISAs, lifetime ISAs if under 40, SIP, self-invested pension, or even GIA, general investment account. Your goal here is long-term compounding. The money in this account isn't for next year, it's for your future self, 5, 10 or 20 years from now. We will talk more about investment strategies in part 5, but for now, just know this. You will never feel confident about money until you know you are building something beyond your current life. Number 5, giving, zakat or value-based account. If faith or values are important to you, carve out space for giving. Whether it's zakat, sadaqah, charity or just helping family, having a dedicated space to do this helps you stay consistent without guilt or imbalance. This account reminds you that wealth isn't just for you, it's a trust. And building this into your system makes your financial journey more spiritually aligned and emotionally fulfilling. Step 2, automate everything you can. The secret to success in this system: automation. Because even if you want to save, you will forget. Even if you mean to invest, something will come up. And even if you plan to be responsible, life will get in the way. Automation removes decision fatigue. It makes good behavior the default. Set up standing orders for saving. For example, every payday send £200 to your saving account. Direct debits for bills, debt payment and regular giving. Automatic investment into ISA or pensions, even if it's just £50 a month. Don't wait for extra money. money. Start with what you have and build the habit. Because money is emotional and automation protects you from your own moods. Step 3. Review once a month, not every day. Here is where many people get stuck. They either obsess over their money daily, which creates stress, or ignores it completely for months, which creates chaos. The middle ground is this: one powerful money review per month. Block out 30 to 60 minutes, no distraction. Just you, your finances, and your vision. What to check? Income in versus out. Are you living within your plan? Any subscriptions to cancel? Any categories where spending is creeping up? Can you increase your savings or investment by 1% this month? This monthly ritual builds financial awareness, which is the foundation of confidence. And if you are married or share finances with someone else, this becomes a money date. A shared moment to align, discuss, and grow together. Step 4. Build emotional resilience around money. Let's go deeper for a second, because managing money isn't just practical, it's emotional. Most people carry financial anxiety from childhood. Fear of not having enough, guilt about spending, shame about debt, pressure to provide or impress. If you don't deal with those emotions, they will sabotage your system. That's why I always say financial confidence isn't about having more, it's about feeling safer, clearer, and more capable with whatever you already have. So part of your system has to be internal. Journaling about your money beliefs, practicing gratitude for what you do have, redefining success, not just in numbers, but in peace, values, and freedom. This emotional hygiene is what stops you from self-sabotage. And no spreadsheet can fix that. Only you can. Step 5. Customize for your life. Every system I have described, it's a framework, but you have to shape it for your reality. If you are paid weekly instead of monthly, adjust the transfers. If you're self-employed, build a buffer for taxes and slow months. If you are supporting family abroad, include that in your fixed outflow. If you are faith-led, align your investing choices with halal or ethical options. If you are a student, focus more on budgeting and growing income first. The system should serve your life, not restrict it. That's how financial literacy becomes financial confidence. Not because you are rich yet, but because you are finally in control. So we have covered the foundation. We have tackled the mindset. We have built your literacy. We have even walked through building systems that support your growth. Now it's time to talk about what to actually do with your money once you start having more of it. Because saving is just the beginning. Building wealth, protecting it, and using it to create freedom, that's where financial confidence turns into financial legacy. First thing first, why investing matters. If you're working hard to earn money and only storing it in cash, you're losing it, because inflation doesn't sleep. Even with inflation dropping in 2025 compared to the chaos of previous years, the pound in your hand is still worth less every year. The only way to beat that, make your money work. That's why investing matters. It's not just for the rich. It's not gambling. It's not risky when done right. It's actually the most powerful wealth building tool the average person has. But before we jump into how, let's talk about who investing is really for. It's for people who want to own assets, not just things. People who want to retire comfortably. People who want to give their kids a head start without handing them stress. People who want to say, I'm free, not just from debt, but from dependence. The foundation of good investing. Here is the truth about investing in the UK. You don't need to be rich. You just need to be consistent and intentional. And if you understand these 4 principles, you are ahead of 90% of the people. Number 1, start early or start now. Time is your greatest advantage. Even small amounts when invested regularly can grow into life-changing sums. For example, if you invest just £150 a month from age 25 into a low-cost index fund earning an average of 7% a year, by the time you are 55, you will have over £180,000. Double that to £300 a month, you are at £360,000. And if you are starting later in the life, it's not too late. You just need to be more aggressive with savings and disciplined with spending. Number 2, use the right accounts. In the UK, your best tools are tax wrappers like stock and share ISAs. You can invest up to £20,000 per year. All gains are tax-free. No capital gains, no dividend tax. Pension contributions, whether through your workplace or a personal SIP, pensions offer tax relief on the way in and allow wealth to grow tax-free over decades. If you are self-employed, use a self-invested personal pension. If you are employed, max out your employer match before anything else. These wrappers aren't just convenient, they protect your money from unnecessary tax drag, giving your investment room to breathe. Number 3, stick to what you understand. Here is where a lot of people trip. They chase hype, they watch TikToks about this one secret stock, they get FOMO and put money into crypto or meme coins or single company shares they barely understand. And what happens? They lose confidence, not just in the market, but in themselves. So here is your new rule. If you don't understand it, don't invest in it. Instead, stick to global index funds like Vanguard's FTSE Global All Cap or S&P 500 equivalents. Halal funds if you are faith conscious like HSBC Islamic Global Equity Index. Dividend ETFs or bond funds as you age or want more stability. Over 30 to 40 years, these boring, consistent strategies outperform most experts. Number 4, automate and leave it alone. The secret isn't finding the next big thing, it's staying consistent. Set up a monthly direct debit into your ISA or pension, pick your funds and don't touch it unless you need to rebalance once a year. This isn't a daily checking account. This is a long-term wealth engine. If you treat it like a slot machine, you will lose. If you treat it like a seed, you will watch it grow. Risk and why most people fear it. Now let's talk about fear. The reason most people don't invest. Risk. But here is the twist. Not investing is also a risk. Let's say you keep your money in your saving account earning 1.5% a year. Inflation is 3.5% a year. Every year, your money is worth less. You are guaranteeing a loss just in slow motion. Now compare that to an index fund returning 6 to 8% on average annually. Yes, some years it dips, but over decades, it beats inflation, builds real wealth, and keeps your future protected. So risk isn't the enemy. Misunderstood risk is. Protecting your wealth before you scale it. Before we go any further, a quick reality check. Building wealth is great, but protecting what you have built, that's where peace of mind lives. Here is what every confident financial life includes. Emergency fund. First, the non-negotiable 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in a separate easy access account. This isn't your investment fund. This is your life happened fund. Job loss, car repair, boiler breakdown, health issues. It's the buffer between chaos and calm. Wills and estate planning. Too many people avoid this, especially younger folks. But if you own anything of value, a home, a car, savings, investment, or have children, you need a will. Without it, the government decides what happens to your assets. That's not freedom, that's avoidance. A basic will costs less than £200 in the UK. It's one of the most loving thing you can do for your family. And if you have significant assets, speak to a solicitor about trust, inheritance planning, and tax shielding strategies. Insurance. We don't like to talk about it, but sometimes life goes off script. And that's why certain protection matter. Life insurance, especially if you have dependents. Income protection if you are self-employed or have no fallback. Home, building, content insurance, basic but essential. It's not glamorous, but in moments of crisis, it's everything. The lifestyle creep trap. Now let's talk about the silent killer of financial confidence. Lifestyle inflation. You earn more, you spend more. You tell yourself you deserve it, and suddenly you're still living paycheck to paycheck, just with fancier things. If you're not careful, the more you make, the more you lock yourself in. Bigger house, bigger car, more subscriptions, private schools, better holidays. It all feels normal, but behind the scene you have lost freedom. You have trapped in golden handcuffs. So here is the rule of thumb. Don't upgrade your lifestyle every time you upgrade your income. Let your money upgrade your freedom first. Wealth is a tool, not an identity. And finally, the big one. Wealth isn't the goal. Freedom, peace, contribution, and impact, that's the goal. And money is just a tool. If you treat it like your identity, you will chase status. If you treat it like a resource, you will build security. So don't just focus on getting rich. Focus on living richly in alignment with your values. That could mean giving quietly to causes that matters, taking time off to care for loved ones, starting a business that aligns with your faith, spending more time with your children because you have built income layers. Whatever your version of wealth is, let that be the blueprint. So here is the truth. Financial confidence isn't built in a day. It's built with intention, with clarity, with courage to go against the norm. Whether you are just starting out, whether you are rebuilding after a setback, or whether you have done well but never felt fully in control. This video wasn't just about numbers. It was about taking ownership of your money, your mindset, and your mission. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. And you have already taken the most important step by choosing awareness over avoidance. So keep going. Track your spending, spending, learn every day, automate what you can, ask better questions, and build a life that makes sense, not just to the world, but to you. This is Mr. Financial Mindset. I'm Muzaffar Teja, reminding you weren't born to pay bills and die. You were born to build freedom. Let's make that real together.